Hello everybody, happy Thanksgiving and all that. I'm British, so I don't have to be grateful for anything. Instead, I thought I'd just gather you all here and have a little casual chat about net neutrality. I'm sure many of you have heard about it already. I'm sure some of you are bored about hearing about it already. Poor you, but it does deserve getting chatted about in pretty much any circle that's around. And I've got a pretty big circle to fill, so let's fill it with this sort of talk. If you've not heard of it, at its most basic, net neutrality is what allows you, in theory, to look at the internet in however way you want. To look at YouTube, Netflix, Facebook, all of your websites, all the ones you like, without them being slowed down, without them being restricted, without corporate fuckpads telling you what to do. Now, those aforementioned F-pads, chiefly Comcast, Verizon and AT&T, would love to see net neutrality go away. That way, they can speed up the websites that benefit them, slow down, or even get rid of the ones that don't benefit them. They can gain access to a larger web behind a paywall if they want. They can basically do whatever they want. And if you are a regular viewer of the Jimquisition, you'll know what happens when corporations get to do what they want sight unseen without any checks and balances. They will take the fucking piss. Imagine a world where Comcast, which would consider itself a competitor to the likes of Netflix, has control of your internet connection. Not just your connection, your browsing practices, what you can access and what speed at which you access it, and can throttle the connection to Netflix and slow it down. Now, if you're like me and you're already with Comcast, you might think, well, what's the difference there? Comcast is fucking terrible. This is a Comcast without the power that the eradication of net neutrality would give them. So basically, imagine Comcast 100 times worse. I know that's hard to imagine it, but try and imagine it. And now you're imagining a post-net neutrality America. Right now, there are protections for the internet in place as per the FCC, but right now the FCC is run by a different sort of FPAD. That would be FCC Chairman Ajit Pai, a man with no scruples, a man with no dignity, a man with no shame. He's basically there to do what the GOP tells him to do, and the GOP only really cares about tax breaks for the ultra-wealthy, and Chairman Pai is nothing but a puppet with corporate hands shoved firmly right up his arse hole. This solid gold tit would have you believe that in a world without net neutrality, in a world without any checks and balances keeping internet service providers in line, that these corporations will just do the right thing. That the benefits they'll have without net neutrality around their neck will trickle down, like the trickle-down economy that totally works, will just trickle down and lead to more benefits for you, the end user. But again, if you're on this channel, if you've watched the Jimquisition, you'll know that never happens. Given unchecked power, a corporation's only responsibility is to acquire more money and more power for itself only and fuck the rest of you. That's what Comcast, Verizon and AT&T want to do right now, acquire more power, unchecked power. They've got about 3 weeks to do it. They're using the holidays to try and sneak this past us. Now, Congress can stop it, but with the government we have right now, it seems unlikely. However, that's no reason not to give it a good old honest try. You can at least say you did a little bit to try and save the internet as it is. The quickest and simplest way to do anything is go to battleforthenet.com, which will allow you to very easily email and call Congress just by filling out a form. It also has a lot more detailed information on net neutrality and will let you know if there are any protests in your area. And this is something that is most definitely worth protesting in however way you can personally manage it. Because America's internet infrastructure is already a fucking joke, already an international laughingstock. And I'd say it's only better right now than countries that don't have any form of net neutrality, where people are forced to pay out their nose for some basic internet access. And, as I say, ISPs have been given license to do what they want, and they have gone and done exactly what they want. Make a throttled internet, make a restricted internet, make an internet that they can divide and conquer. The end of net neutrality will give ISPs the power to block any website they don't like, slow them down, speed certain sites up if they want. They can rearrange the board however they fucking like and pick and choose what websites get ahead, what ones are put into the fast lanes, what ones are relegated to the slow lanes, and come up with all sorts of pricing tiers to give give you your own choice and freedom to choose the kind of internet you want. And that sort of bollocks will be very familiar if you're a long-time watcher of this channel. Simple fact of the matter is, if you're watching this right now, you're on the internet, and if you're on the internet, net neutrality affects you. If you're in America, the destruction of net neutrality will fuck over the internet that you enjoy using. And it's already difficult enough to use with ISPs essentially carving out little fucking monopolies for themselves so they can sit on their complacent asses and not do anything, so I always have to watch a shoddy fucking glorified SD version of a WWE show. Thank you very much, Comcast, you fucking wankers. And that, at its most stripped down, and its most absolute, but I couldn't make it any more basic for you. That's the crux of the issue, is that wankers want to have more power to wank on you. So maybe make your voice heard and say, "Oi, Comcast, AT&T and Verizon, FCC, please don't wank on me. I don't want to be covered in your wank. You fucking wanking wanks." Wankers, wanking all the time. Save net neutrality is the general gist of this little chat. Now, go back to eating your turkey. Well, first do a protester thing. Do it like a, "Hey, don't wank on me," then go eat your turkey.